my kitchen. Today, this is something different that I'm going to be doing. Let me turn on the flashlight. This is something different that I'm going to be doing. My husband is somewhat of a cook. So today, he is going to cook for us for lunch, dinner. It's going to be a pumpkin soup. So I thought I'd share with you guys his version of how to make pumpkin soup. And if you guys want, I think what I'm going to do is put down in the comments below exactly.
Yeah, guys. This is nice pumpkin soup, and I like it.
Okay, and so yes, and so what we're gonna do.
And don't forget my drawing.
And we're going to put down in the comments below exactly what he used and the steps that he went through. So this right here is the pumpkin cut up into the pot, and I believe what you're going to do is boil it, right? You're going to boil the pumpkin, and so he's also putting in, he's going to boil potatoes, which are these right here, and he's putting them in with the pumpkin, and he's going to boil them together. And let's take a shot of how he's cutting them. And so what's happening now is he's going to use. You're not on it. He's worried that he's going to be on it. So what he's doing now. Keep going. He's not used to this. So what he's doing now is he's actually cleaning the carrots. And the carrots also will go into the same pot. You're going to boil them together, right? Yes. Everything gets boiled together. Is water involved? You put water in there, right? Yes, and so he's going to fill the pot with water. And so right now he's cleaning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you guys back when he gets another ingredient so you guys can see. So guys, this is what the pot looks like with everything that is needed in step one. After you have your potatoes, your carrots, and your pumpkins cut up into nice sizes, what he's going to do is he's going to fill this pot with water and he will start the boiling process. I'll see you back in a minute. Though, before I come back to that, I want you guys to see how much water is being placed in the pot before the boil. And so what he's doing is he's filling it up now, and we're going to see exactly where he stops. We can see the end of the pot, and we're going to see, I think he's going to stop it right as it meets the line of where the food stops. Yep, and I was right. Right, guys, so now this is what it looks like. He's going to turn on the fire, show them what he put on. This is a gas burning stove. So for all those that are using gas, he sets a timer as well. And for right now, he's setting the timer. Let's see. That's my daughter in the background. We're going to see
45 minutes.
45 minutes right now. So we're going to keep this stove for 45 minutes, and I'll see you guys back in a minute.
Bye.
Bye. And for all of those using electric, you're just going to have to kind of think about what setting you want it on. For gas users, this is what we have it on. So yeah, and we'll see you back in a minute. Okay, guys. So what's happening right now is he is preparing to cut the onions with the intent to saute them over here. But right now he's going to cut the onions, and I will film how he cuts the onions and what size the cut pieces are. Okay, so here we are. He's cutting the onion. Everybody cuts onions different, but I just wanted to let you all see exactly how the size, around the size of your pieces of onions before you put it in the pot.
It's enough.
Okay, so he basically is chopping, I would say, half an onion, right?
Yeah, half onions is fine.
Half an onion, and what he's gonna do is he's using butter, but the butter that we use is unsalted. I'm not going to show the brand because it doesn't matter, but what you want to just do is take a half a stick of unsalted butter, and this is what he will be using to saute the onion. He's turning down at the time here, 14. This is the pumpkin soup that he's boiling. The ingredients, he turned it down just a little bit, but he is preparing for, he's also put, okay, he's talking about our kettle that we need to buy another one. But this is the setting that he has with the butter in the pan for sauteing the onion. And once he puts the onion in, once the butter is melted, I'll see you guys right back. Okay guys, I do want to say here that for those of you that do not mind garlic, you can add 1 or 2 cloves. He's got 4 cloves of garlic here. You can actually add garlic. Are you going to cut these into pieces or just put? Okay, so what he's going to do is cut these into pieces, and he's also going to you're going to saute them with the onion, right?
No, after we fry it, we'll be like fry it.
Okay, so he's going to, he says fry, but he means saute. He's going to saute the onions. That's what he's doing now in the butter. And he's saying that after he brings in the garlic after he sautés the onions, when he's finished. So he's saying when everything else is finished, then he does introduce the garlic. But for right now, this is how everything's being sauteed as far as the onions. And so everything will be put in a blender. He did want to add that all of this that he's doing here, once the saute is done, once the potatoes, carrots, and the pumpkin pieces are boiled, he will put that in a blender and blend the ingredients together. So while this is sauteing, I'll let this saute. He is cutting the garlic. I'll let you guys see him cut the garlic, and then after I'll let you guys see how many pieces or what size pieces he uses. Then I will cut it off and see you back again when he starts the blending process. But this is how he takes the skin off the clove of the garlic. He uses just a single knife.
I use the milk.
You're going to use milk?
I'm going to use a little.
He's going to add milk. He's just telling me he's going to be adding a little milk to his pumpkin soup ingredients, and we'll show you guys that when he gets to it. But right now we're just cleaning the garlic. He's going to chop the garlic. You're going to use that garlic chopper thing because that's being washed, I believe. Oh, you're using the knife to cut it? He could use the special, so let me see what he's going to be using. Oh, I wanted to show you guys what he added to the sauteing of the onions. What he added was a little bit of grapeseed oil. And it could be olive oil, grapeseed oil, but he adds just a drop, really, 1 or 2 drops to the pan that he's sauteing the onions in. As I'm filming, if he adds something, I am going to let you guys know, just so you know exactly what he's doing, because this is, everybody has their own recipes and they add what they want. So I'm going to be jumping in and out of him adding certain things, okay? He's chopping the onions. I'm not going to stay around for that. I just wanted to let you guys know he's chopping them very fine as he can with the knife. And I'll see you back. So I was right, the onion and the garlic get sauteed, but you are not putting the garlic in with the onion until the onion's already sauteed a little bit before the garlic. So saute of the onion actually being sauteed, you then put your minced or cut up garlic in with the onion. So they do get mixed together in the same pot. The garlic and the onion, they saute for about 4 or 5 minutes together. While they're sauteing for that 4 or 5 minute interval, you do cover the pot. You could either leave it cracked, you can let a little air out, or just cover it, or just close it. So what's happening now is he's checking the consistency of the pumpkin and the potato, and with 5 minutes left, he's just checking with a knife. He's poking everything to make sure it's cooked or boiled all the way through. So
maybe more like 3 minutes.
So he's resetting the clock.
Actually, I think it's 6 minutes.
For 6 minutes from the time he actually poked the pumpkin carrot. So what this is, it's going to be back on the stove. Well, it wasn't really taken off, but it's going to be boiling for about 5 or 6 minutes more, and then after that he'll check it again, and we'll see you guys back. So guys, but the time is up for that. He's going to check on this one more time on the boiled vegetables, let's just say, with the pumpkin, the carrot, and the potato. So he's going to check on this, and what he's going to do is transfer them to this pot right here. What you want to do is use a spoon with holes in it so that the water does, you can't drain the water out. So you're trying to get as less water in this bowl as possible for the transfer. That's one of the pumpkin pieces. So we're going to count how many so we know exactly. So this is the size of the pumpkin pieces he's using. So right now there's 2 pumpkin pieces, rather nice size. We're going on with the 3rd piece here. It looks like there's a 4th smaller piece, so you guys can get an idea of how much pumpkin for this size soup that we're making. And it looks like right now there's 3 potatoes here. There's 3 potatoes, and it looks like there's 1 more piece of pumpkin that's going to come out, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Done is we've transferred all of the vegetables that we talked about earlier into this this bowl here, nice size bowl. And what he's doing is he's adding sprinklets of pepper on to the vegetables. And what we're doing here, the reason why you see this old school blender, I do have a bullet, NutriBullet, but I can't find the top to one of the containers, so we're not going to use that. But you can use whatever blender. Some people use the hand blender and blend it in the pot, but what we're going to do is use a regular blender, okay? Happen now is we are going to put some broth, and I'll show you guys in a minute, in with the sauteed onion and garlic. And this is just regular chicken broth. Let me set this down so you guys can see it. And I keep changing the angle here, but the chicken broth, we just got organic Simple Nature chicken broth for that. And he just covered the sauteed onions and garlic. Now he is putting it in the bowl with the vegetables, and he is going to blend that. So now we're at the point where we're basically ladling the mixture that I just showed you. We're ladling that, putting it in the blender. Now, the broth that I just showed you before, that broth would and should bring you the salty flavor that you need. But after you guys do blend it, and you taste it and it doesn't have the taste of salt that you want, you can alter it by putting in a little bit more salt. But that broth that we just showed you should bring in the taste of salt that you need for this soup. So what he's doing, he's ladling in the hot, and you do need to be careful, it is hot. He's ladling in that, let's see, and he's putting a little bit more broth into it. And he's just going to blend this out. So here we go, we are blending. What you want to do is make sure that you have a blender powerful enough to blend all the ingredients. Check the consistency now. It's good. So he transfers, see you've got pots going on here, and then he transfers from the blender to another pot, and this will be the final pot that you'll be using for your soup mix. So we have quite a bit, so we had to break it up into sections. So what he's going to do is ladle out some more, repeat that same process with this half of the soup mix, and I'll see you guys back. Guys, I just wanted to let you guys know this is the consistency you want to blend to. You don't want to liquefy your soup like that. This soup is meant to be a creamy type of soup, so you don't want to be still blending the other half. But what you don't want to do is blend it until, you just want to blend it until it becomes this consistency here, okay? So just in case you guys were wondering, you don't liquefy it. You do not liquefy it, okay? Keep a close eye on what the consistency is like. That is why while it was blending, we actually looked at it while it was blending. So now we're putting in the second half of the mixture, and you guys can get a good look at the consistency. Again, do not liquefy or blend till liquid consistency your soup. You want to have it be as creamy as you can, all the while you're just making it smooth and creamy to blend. You don't want any chunks of vegetable. You don't want any chunks. So as you can see, there's no chunks in the soup. That is what you want. So what we did was do a taste test, and we discovered that we needed just a tad bit of salt. So what he just did was add to taste for salt. And then he's now, after this, he's going to add cheese. So what we have here is an Italian blend type of cheese. It's a white cheese. And you guys can use whatever kind of cheese you want to use, but make sure it's a cheese that can melt. Some of the cheeses don't melt really well, so this is really an ideal type of cheese, the finely shredded cheese that we have. And so he is stirring it up. It will melt in the creamy sauce we already have here. Shouldn't call it a sauce, it's really a soup, but you mix it really good so that the cheese melts in with the soup. You don't want it to be chunky cheese. You want it to melt within the soup. You will have your chunks here and there, but you want it to be melted. and blend in well. So you just stir until it gets to that point. And basically what he did was he put about, would you say, sorry guys, would you say you used a handful of cheese?
Yeah.
Or 2 handfuls of cheese? One or two, one and a half. Some people, he's saying, it depends on what you like. You can use either half the bag or the whole bag of cheese. So, more cheese, more delicious is what he's saying. So, this is what we have so far. And I'm going to see you back when he does another step. So what's happening now is that you have your choice of milk, buttermilk, or heavy cream. So it's milk, heavy cream, or sour cream. He is using sour cream to mix in with the soup. This will be mixed in, and this is what adds to the taste of the soup and the creamy consistency of the soup. So he's stirring in the sour cream. That's what you want to do until it's completely blended in with the soup. There are some people that if they prefer the sour cream and they want the heavy cream, they can use the heavy cream instead of the sour cream inside when you blend it. And then once you have it on your plate, you put a dollop of sour cream on top of the soup, which is what we do. But he does mix in sour cream in with, I'd say, 2 or 3 tablespoons of sour cream. He does mix in the soup. So basically, we've reached the end of the video for making the soup. And now I'm going to show you guys the finished result in the bowl. So here's the finished result, guys. My daughter's excited, but here's the finished result. You'll see the ingredients, the exact ingredients. Nothing's really exact, but this is the finished result here. And we're gonna have a sit down and we're all gonna eat the soup. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please comment down below. Like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you would like. We do family vlogs, I do beauty vlogs, and I also do some cooking vlogs. And it's not me cooking, it's my husband. But if you're interested in seeing more cooking videos, let us know in the comments below.